Hello everyone, welcome back to day 2 of the ESL One Katowice offline qualifiers. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined once again after a really long time, for about a year, by Anders. How are you doing today, man?
It has been way too long. It was during the Raid Call tournament that was happening in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been too long.
It has.
But now we're back, and it's day 2 of the qualifiers here. Day 1 was kind of crazy, wasn't it?
There was a lot of upsets in day 1. There was a lot of close games as well that really caught a lot of us off guard, and even a quadruple overtime. With Titan and Peter, which really was an exciting game. There was a lot of chances for Peter to even win that game, but unfortunately, even going 3-0 on the CT side of Cash, they couldn't pick up that one round they needed on the Terrace side.
No, it was really a scary game for Titan, especially because they ended up losing later on and had to fight all the way back. So they did make it through Copenhagen Rules at the end on Nuke, quite convincingly. Yeah. And I think they looked relieved at the end. But I don't think they were pleased, but just sort of relieved that they made it through. And obviously,
it wasn't the route they wanted.
No, definitely not. But we do actually have the bracket here, so you can get a little bit of a clue. Obviously, at the end, CLG, LGB, Flipside, and Titan, the 4 teams to make it out. We need to find another 4 for today. But you know, during on the path to get there, there were some pretty hard teams to beat. Copenhagen Rules. Peter turned out to be a much better team than everyone had anticipated.
I think Waylander became like a sensation overnight just from that alone, from his ridiculous kills, his KDs alone against Titan, against G2, and his headshot ratio of like 90 or 65% against Titan was phenomenal out of him. And
I think Gamers 2 could have had a much better run, and you could see their score against CLG so close, right? 16-14. They play, well, they do end up doing pretty well after all for themselves in the qualifier, but it was a hard run for them, definitely.
Yeah, and Team Liquid, I mean, to be the only North American team to not get into the event, it has to hurt. It really has to sting for them. But, you know, maybe come back a little bit later on, maybe work some things out and, you know, perform better next time at the next major would be in their mindset. But today, the group we have today, there's so many good teams here. I really don't know who's going to get through this. I mean, there's a couple there you can look at and you're like, all right, well, you know, maybe Cloud9 is clearly one of the favorites. Dentos, one of the favorites. But everyone else, I mean, any one of those teams can get through.
Yeah, Cloud9, I mean, I'd find it really hard to believe that they couldn't make it through this qualifier, but we said that yesterday about Titan too.
True.
So I think actually the Cloud9 team might have learned something from Titan's mistake, and that they're not going to underestimate InShock, I think. Then we also got Mouse, KaBuM, 3D Max, Vox, Eminor, ESC, which is the new Danish lineup, not the old Polish ESC that people might recognize. Dignitas also a new Dignitas and also a Danish one. So generally speaking, I think actually today might be even better than yesterday. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we can actually have even better games than yesterday.
Yeah, I think we're due for some really close games. And well, the game we're actually going to be showing you today, the first game of the day, it's going to be KaBuM and mousesports. And this is a game we were talking about yesterday, and you were really excited to cast this one because KaBuM.
Yes, I mean KaBuM is like the fairy tale story right now, aren't they? I mean, they got invited, but they couldn't make it because of money issues, and then the community donated some money. ESJ put up some money for them as well. I think JW and Crims,
Flusha. Yeah, they put up some money too. Yeah.
So I think a couple of Fnatic players at any rate ended up donating some of their money to get them to go, which is really cool. Always seemed like money shouldn't be like the issue that made them not go, and they stayed in the US after MLG to continue to practice, and apparently did rather well. We do have the map video coming up here. Mousesports is a cool story as well, though. They've had a lot of lineup changes, and they're a really strong team. Mirage is going to be the first map out there, and actually
that's an obvious one though. Mousesports are like, let's just get out of that right away. With KaBuM being Fnatic and Cloud9 on that in a pretty one-sided fashion. So the thing for me is that Mousesports, they're really strong on Dust2, and they're really strong on Overpass, but Overpass was already taken away from them, and now they're looking really strong here to either have Cobble or Dust2. This is
And traditionally Mousesports have been good on Mirage as well. This is going to be crazy. Cobblestone and Overpass, I know, are 2 maps that KaBuM haven't had much chance to practice. So, I mean, especially in the Brazilian scene, they don't actually get to play that map a lot at all, either of those maps. So, I don't blame them for wanting to just phase them out early on, make sure they don't play those. Mousesports could have been crazy enough, I think, to try and say, all right, we'll play you on Mirage, even though we know you're good, but we're also good. It is, and and I mean, now the problem is, you know, KaBuM, what if they spent their time on in the US? Have they actually got a lot better? And
right. I mean, the question was for KaBuM, can they play like these other maps besides Mirage where they really stood out, beating Fnatic, beating Cloud9? And the thing is, you know, we saw KaBuM, they've been able to beat a lot of North American teams. They've been able to beat, you know, for instance, like Elevate, which is the team CLG beat to qualify. But the real question is now, mousesports, the European teams they really struggle with. But there's the lineup on your screen, and
Yeah.
I don't even know which iteration of mousesports this is, but that is a strong lineup, hands down.
It definitely is. I mean, there's like a core going on here, right? Legia, Chris J, and then I guess we could take, Trobley as well in here, but then Gobby and Sonic's also joining up, and Trobley also, I guess, a recent addition. So really, the only thing that's really left of the core is Legia and Chris J.
Right. But that's a strong core to have.
It's a very strong core to have, and it's not like they haven't played with Trobley earlier either. Sonics has been in the mix as well. Like, these are very well-known German players who join up once more, and then Gobby is like the legendary in-game leader as well. Definitely a strong position to have.
The thing is, he hasn't necessarily been on the team for a long period of time, but he has been coaching them. Like, for instance, at the last EPS Germany, he was there coaching them, behind them, cheering them on, telling them what to do. And now on the team, things are going to get a little bit interesting for them. But now KaBuM on your screen there, I get a really strong lineup. I know you were talking to some of them today before we even started the show, and they're looking pretty confident.
Absolutely, and I know this means a hell of a lot to them. I guess that's true of all the teams here. It's Fallen Steel, Set QK, Fur, and also Bolts. And I think this is a lineup that is going to be pretty tough. You have to consider that they have much fewer partners to practice against than even like not traditional North American teams, or definitely fewer than the European teams. And obviously that showed a little bit during the MLG tournament. They did really well in Mirage, and once people figured that out, they were like, well, we'll play something else. But I've heard rumors that during some of their scrims and practices in the North American scene, they've actually been doing pretty well on other maps too. I think most notably Inferno, but why not Dust2 either? I mean, I think this is a decent map for them. I think they could be all right.
One thing that we're going to need to worry about, though, is that man on your screen right there to the left, Chris J. Really well known for being an onliner, I guess. I mean, the thing is, he shed that name for months and months and months ago, but everyone still comes back to it because of how amazing he is with the scope, with the scout, with the op, the jump shots with the scout. And Dust2 is his playground, and this is one thing that kind of worries me for KaBuM. Are they prepared for it?
I think they're going to know about Online J, as he also sort of, he's named his own AWP Online J, which I think is so smart. I love Chris for doing that, because that is like the perfect way to shut all of that down. Just say, well, I'm just going to own up to it. But you're right, he has had great performances on LAN, and, people obviously should recognize that much. So I think they're going to be ready for it. The question is if KaBuM can show the same level of consistency as they did during MLG, and can they show that they've put as much work into Dust2? Because they had some really, really impressive executes on Mirage. I think people were actually shocked at that. It would have been different, I think, if they had come in as just like this Brazilian team of all aim stars, and then they just out-aimed some American team in a best-of-1 game. People probably would have been impressed, but it would have also been a hard scenario to replicate. But because they kind of ended up winning at MLG that one match, simply by being very good at playing tactically as well, I think that's what really impressed people. But if you can do it on one map, there's no reason you can't do it on the map. True. It's just like a question of how much time you have to put into it. And they've had the time now. And
I was actually remember reading a couple days ago on HL TV, someone was blogging about KaBuM and saying they're one of those teams that are really good at executing strategies on those maps that are really strategic heavy, like Mirage, trying to get all the smokes down and enter that site correctly. Dust2, to me though, isn't necessarily one of those maps. I mean, it can be, but it's more of because it's the most played map, it's kind of just down to who has the better aim.
It can definitely be that at times. I mean, this metagame on Dust2 is actually kind of slowed down a little bit. I think compared to other maps where there's like a lot more evolution. But I don't see why someone couldn't come up with something new, and there are teams that try it at times. Fnatic as a team will sometimes see, and Titan have tried to do it a couple of times, but Fnatic just comes to mind. For instance, instead of going for the standard, let's take short and long, or let's smoke off CT spawn and go for B-bomb site, which are like the two most common iterations essentially. Some teams will say, well, okay, we'll smoke off CT spawn, and then we'll actually run up short, but jump down in CT spawn and sort of run through our own smokes. It sounds like madness, but it works because everyone else is so used to the other metagame, which is they're expecting something else, so then you just try and do something that may sound slightly crazy, but it can definitely work. And there's no reason why KaBuM couldn't have spent their time doing that. And also, mousesports won't have that good of a clue about how to prepare for them here.
And if I'm not mistaken, KaBuM have actually, as we heard earlier, has been scrim partners with Team Liquid.
Yeah.
And Liquid have been saying that they're playing damn well.
Yeah.
And Liquid, I mean, they're not a pushover. They still did really well. They did not gain through into the majors, but to get that kind of recognition from a team like them is definitely a strong sign.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I have got my hopes pretty high, so I hope I won't be too disappointed. But like I said, mousesports also a very exciting team, and actually a team that seems to be functioning just steadily better and better. They're progressively getting better, and I think KaBuM as an in-game leader hasn't even really started to show like his full leadership, because he was a legend in 1.6 in that sense. But we're gonna go into the game now. We did the 9th round coming up here. It's mousesports and KaBuM. This is the ESL One Katowice 2015 qualifier, and it's the first match of the day as well. Simultaneously going on is actually Cloud9 and InShock, so we'll try and keep you somewhat up to date about what's happening there. But that's the only, I think, one of 2 simultaneous matches today. Apart from that, we'll be covering everything else. It's only time this and one more time during the day where we'll have like a scheduling conflict, but otherwise we'll cover everything.
And if you hear some loud screaming, it's actually probably InShock winning a round. I think we just heard it a little bit earlier on. I think winning pissed around on Inferno. That's the map they're on, and on the terrorist side. But mousesports, they did win the 9th round, and I'm curious if they're going to stay or they're going to swap. And they will decide to stay here. This is actually really interesting because mousesports, I remember, during the EMS1 raid call stuff, they were known as Party Daddlers. A little bit of a different iteration of the team, but still with the core there with Chris J and Legia. And they would always go terrorist side, Dust2, when they had the opportunity to.
Yeah, and
no. Actually, no. Sorry, I'm mistaken there. It was actually CT side when everyone else chose the terrorist side. So they were very unique with it.
I think they were one of the first teams to start doing it, and then everyone else sort of caught up and said, "All right, well, cool. We'll start picking CT side." Now it's become very common, and that's just kind of what people do now. But going into the game here as we are, it's going to be KaBuM on the terrorist side and mousesports on the CT side. And looking at KaBuM, they do have 3 smokes, which is definitely a big indication that something is coming up. They're over at long as well. And at least one of those smokes should definitely be used to smoke off the crossover. They can smoke short as well, which actually make life really miserable for Christian and Legia up here. And, well, 3rd smoke could just be saved to try and make it tough on any CTs trying to rotate back in. Trupley might get the first clue. And if he can land, like, just one straight USPS shot here, that can change the whole round instantly. Lower Dark Steel making a little bit of noise. And there's the smoke over from Cross. Legia opening up to take down bolts now. Fur is moving up. He's looking for it. That's a good headshot to start off with. Chris is going to go down. That Steel pushing up, and he's got a back up there as well from a teammate. They're basically double teaming short right now, and they're being pushed through. KaBuM actually managed to rotate around, and that's 2 headshots here from the in-game leader of mousesports. Looking for a little bit more. And Fallen, he's still alive in sight here, but he's dropping low. Sonic's going to pick him off very low on health. He gets 1, almost a 2nd one. Very nearly takes Sonic's there. It will be mousesports winning the round.
Yeah, KaBuM taking 3 kills that round. And keep in mind, mousesports, they stacked Katowice there. They had 2, kind of 3 people there with Trubley in sight, and they got overran from long and from short at the same time. Really got pressured in, but KaBuM coming up big to really save them in that round.
I think that was like the weirdest situation, because he actually ended up playing around the field of view for the KaBuM player. At least one of them. I'm not sure why the second. It looked like the second one should have been able to spot him, but there was something really weird going on there. Either way, it worked out really well. And
oh no! This is what we're talking about with Chris J, ladies and gentlemen. The scout, the op, he can do it. And this is why everyone always considered him an onliner, but he can do it at LAN. He really proves to everyone that he is phenomenal with that op.
But look at this. This is the type of play I was hoping for from KaBuM. They've actually gone for Galil in the 2nd round with a bomb plant. That is, you probably wouldn't see this from any other European team. Maybe Hellraisers, if they were feeling truly crazy, could consider doing it. But apart from that, that's a very unique style. Because generally, when you put that bomb down, you're thinking, great, we can bind the 3rd round with all AKs. But they've actually decided to risk it around early, so this is very cool. They've picked up a P90 that they got the kill on Legia down long. Fur is somewhat low, but everyone else has armor too, and they've got Tech9 and Deagle. I love this. Now they're going to go for the B bomb site, and Sonics, he's got a good weapon to try and deal with this, but no grenades left either on him. 40 seconds left. He's going to have to just man-fight them here. Falling into the site, he's going to go down. Fallen will pick up the kill with the P90, and now it's a 3v3. KaBuM is coming up very quickly from behind. He's going to take down Fallen. That's the bomb dropped as well. KaBuM doing terrific work. What a wonderful headshot. Just controlling the spray and that FAMAS to absolute perfection. That is very cool.
Very, and that's 2 runs straight. He's picked up a hat trick there. 3 kills apiece, and he's up to 6 now. And to depend on your in-game leader to perform like that, that's the interesting thing, right? If you think about in-game leaders, they're typically the person to never really top frag or something like that because they have to focus on calling so much, but he's doing it all right now.
I would say actually, especially KaBuM has had a pretty rough start in Global Offensive when he came back in. I think people on HL2 were starting to call him Bot B instead of KaBuM. And actually, he was playing pretty miserably, but this is really cool to see. Chris, though, is going to go down a little bit too bold there. They can't do as much. This is a round where they don't have head armor, but at least they get some kills in here. And that last round, if KaBuM hadn't been so quick on the rotation, probably would have been there and put the bomb down.
He was coming through lower right when they were pushing into B at the same time to catch out Zonix, but look at this, Legia inside a pit. And he's got 4 men chasing after him. Actually, he's going to try to flash out, give him some sort of advantage, but he might get caught. Going to push straight in, gets the first couple of peek on it, 1 or 2 of them. Can't get the second kill just yet, does finally secure it. Now looking for number 3, inside pit still. And unfortunately, not going to get that just yet, but he has backup from long. And that would be ZQK picking up 1 kill. And not sure if he's going to be able to do too much more than this. There we go. So, mousesports taking the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and I think Bolt's managed to disconnect in the middle of all of that, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but what have you. It's going to be a 3-0 lead for mousesports, which is what we expect if you win the pistol round. Kind of, you want those 2 follow-up rounds. And CT side Dust2 is actually, it's one of the easier things to play anti-eco on. Whereas if you actually lose the pistol round on the CT side, it can be a little bit rough because you can end up in some weird positions. But
you were mentioning something a little bit early on about KaBuM and how they can really change things up on Dust2. They're really strategic heavy, but we've already seen some really cool things. Like they're catching mousesports off guard with the kind of was it 2-3 split at A. They caught them out at on Catwalk, kind of pinching them in right there. They just charged straight into Chris J and just shut him down when he has that scout. They're showing that they've been adapting and learning a few tricks here. And mousesports, yeah, they're up 3-0, but that doesn't really tell the story to me just yet of how this game's gone.
To me, it feels like KaBuM is playing like a team that's sort of realizing that this is a best of 1 offline qualifier. So there's no slow start. You have to go right ahead and try and win it from the very beginning. Just catch mousesports off guard, put them on tilt really early on, and I like that. Now ZQK has picked up the AWP and is currently running for long together with the Fallen, and they're going to run into Trobley, but the smoke is up here, and Trobley could actually end up looking over it. That's a very powerful position that we haven't seen too often. There's Trobley getting the kill on ZQK. And they're looking for a return here. Fallen flashed for a moment. The bomb is down as well. Will take down Legia, so it's a really good trade. And they have 3 members of mousesports over at A here. If they realize that, which they don't, because I don't think they've had anyone in middle listening in, but if they did know, they'd have a good read on mousesports at the moment.
That was a really quick rotate out of mousesports. Well, luckily for them, they didn't kind of get taken advantage of in that situation. But KaBuM able to maintain the op here now on Fallen. Maybe looking for a pick somewhere. And KaBuM just slowing it down a little bit. They do have actually Steel pushed up in towards lower B, maybe trying to catch a rotate or something similar to that. But mousesports, after that little bit of a rotate, falling back to standard kind of 1-1-2 with KaBuM sitting here on Catwalk. But KaBuM, I still feel like they could do this if they can just pick up that 1 kill they need to really open things up with.
Oh no, Chris J, essentially the father of jump scouting. Definitely the guy that made it so popular, and he's over here by the barrels. Fallen is coming in, though. He's looking for Chris, and he's not going to get tagged up yet. But now they know what's up, and they should be really fast here. And they are actually going to speed up. They're not going to take the fight with Chris. So that's very smart here from the Brazilian team. Not taking the long fight, just getting up close. And oh, Chris, he's going to land a great shot. Point blank range there. Bolt's looking to get the return, but Steel has fallen. Bolt will fall. And then Fallen, he has to try and stay alive. He's going to get Chris finally, but he needs to keep this AWP safe. He's going to take down KaBuM as well. Challenges again to take Trobley. That's very bold from Fallen. He could have died, and that would have made it a miserable situation. He couldn't get the bomb plant, which is very sad. If he had, they would have actually... Well, they're going to buy Galil's again. This is the madness. This is some really, really crazy play. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just trying to make it expensive, Fall, and taking down 3 people right before he got killed in the end, but doesn't really get the tag there on the cross, unfortunately. But Chris J finally switching up to the op. He's finally upgrading, not going with the scout anymore, and we'll be looking for the repeat. Gets taken down to 15 health, and KaBuM, even though still they're down 4-0, they're still looking strong. It's just they need that kind of, just that 1 round to really get something going for them.
And they are really, really adamant that they can make this A-long push work. You can see them all grouping up. Now the problem is, as we can tell on the camera here, KaBuM is the one moving forward. KaBuM is just moving in, and it's going to be aware pretty early on that there's not that much of a presence here. They find Steel, which should be a big indication because he's always been the guy lingering behind. They must realize by now that Steel is the guy playing short or lower dark, and maybe that's going to give up where the rest of the team is. Chris, she said, is also up here with the AWP. But KaBuM, they seem to be rerunning the same strat for a couple of rounds now. They're eventually going to fall back from it, just leaving one guy in pit. And I'm wondering, no, he's going to fall back with the rest of the team. All right.
I feel like the strategy that of the whole long A push hasn't really been shut down that well. Like, as in, it's just been a clean sweep for mousesports. They've been able to get towards the site. It's just they kind of fall to, Chris J picking up 2 kills with a pistol, tucked behind a box. And right now, it looks like they might start to actually push out middle here. They do have one man to the right, one man to the left, but how low Fallen is. Eric picks up the first kill on the KaBuM. The B push is gonna come in here. There's only one man to defend, but look at he's right behind him. He gets taken down. Chris J picking up a kill from Long A, and that's the bomb now down. Trubby behind as well. And Chris J and Trubby being a 2-man squad here with Zonix back inside of B. We'll close it out, and mousesports now up 5-0.
A little bit of a miscoordinated push going into the middle like that, and the bomb being dropped behind is such a detriment as well. They didn't have a smoke for CT spawn, which turned out to be a little bit tough as well, as Chris was able to pick off too. And definitely something we'd see European teams probably utilize a little bit more. It's a 5-0 lead right now for mousesports. Not the end of the world, but I think KaBuM, once they can buy again in the next round, then we need to see them get around on the board here.
And, if we think about how just a few rounds prior, when we had KaBuM go towards Long A, and there was 4 people at mousesports there waiting to receive them, well, once they made their presence known, mousesports are on really quick rotates. KaBuM was able to get behind them in lower B, Legia able to get behind him in middle. Like, mousesports are rotating so fast, and I feel like that might be something KaBuM could really take advantage here. But look at this, Zonix and KaBuM going to be peeking into tunnels here, but free kills coming in for him, with KaBuM picking up 2. And of course, with the eco, you're expecting mousesports to pick up this round.
They're still going to leave KaBuM at 9-2, which is a pretty good scoreline right now. No armor currently on the KaBuM team, so a kill or 2 here would still be quite good. Bolts is going to go down though, and Fur is going to get the kill on Tropley then. Very good stuff. One more kill, but he's getting backstabbed as well. He will go down, and it's going to be 6-0 right now. I think if they can make this 6-1, they still have a pretty good chance of getting a decent half here, but they need to start collecting just a couple of rounds on the board. And I either need to see that long push really work, or they need to try something else. They've got a double up and Fallen. He's got the spawn for long. Gonna try and see if he can take a challenge early on. He's still running up there, and he's gonna go for the quick peek. He gets the shot there on Chris, of all people, the perfect target. And KaBuM with a really good entry frag.
Well, that might be exactly what they need to get that first round on the board here, just like you're saying, and sort of rotate back over towards middle, but taking their time. And look at that. mousesports still 3 men towards long. They sent over, I believe that was KaBuM, and now Zonix. I mean, this is a really ballsy thing to do. If Zonix gets pushed and CT Spawn gets smoked, he's screwed. That's going to be so tough to hold if he gets pushed in from 2 different angles.
Oh no, definitely will be. Legia using the smoke sound, I think, to just walk in. They put up another smoke. He's going to underhand flash out. Perfect timing. Legia gets the 1, and Fur will take him down. That's a very important return kill there. Could have gone completely out of hand. He's very low on health, and SecUK still waiting up here. Got to be wary of Tropley. KaBuM goes down now. Tropley's been essentially locked in here. He misses the first shot. He's being sandwiched in from long and short at the same time. He will go down. Fur picks up another kill at 8 health, and Sonic's last man standing here. 30 seconds left, and he's going to go down to Fallen. KaBuM get on the scoreboard, 6-1. So, bit of a mission accomplished now. They need to win 1 more consecutive round here. They have just a little bit more, Jason, before they can really make it through, because if they lose now, they're going to be in such a bad position. But if they win it, they'll essentially bounce up to 3 rounds, and that's where we need them right now.
KaBuM getting tagged up on the cross up there, down to 20 health. And KaBuM still able to keep this double up. But patented little boost here from Chris J, trying to peek down towards lower. And like you were saying before, they know Steel's this kind of man to linger short, linger in towards lower. And Mouse are adapting to it, are adjusting, but unfortunately for them, it's not looking in the right direction with 3 men pushing out towards long and 1 man still sitting in the middle here for KaBuM.
They keep at least denying mousesports control of long immediately, which is all right, but they got to do a little bit more right now. SecUK moving up. Are they aware that there's a boost on short still? It's still going on up there. They're going to smoke off CT spawn, which is very, very common, what we see normally from the terrorist side, and Chris is just looking for that 1 opening. Are they going to realize they could get flashed in here if they're going to be quick about it? That's a double kill. Chris takes down Bolts and Fallen both in a single shot. That's got to be painful.
That has to be. And now like, they're going to be the man to defend Katowice while they do rotate around. But ZQK pushing out towards middle, just towards CT Swamp. He's got a man so close to him. We spot out Gob. He misses the shot here. Gob going to pick up one, picks up two, and shuts that mid push down. Now Steel, the last man alive here in tunnels. They know where he is. They can hear him running. And he's got 25 seconds left to work with. Spots the one man jumping into window. Can't connect on his Onyx. And there we go. mousesports taking the round back to back. Not back to back, but picking up the round they needed.
Yeah, very important for them there, and KaBuM, and that's just so unfortunate losing that kill, or losing both those entries there. 7-1. They actually have. Well, see, this is again where we get to the craziness. They have enough for an AWP and an AK, and they say, well, it's enough. We'll buy with this. Very, very uncommon. I'm sure Hellraisers out there are excited. They're like the only other team that would potentially do this, so they're thinking, great, we're not the only ones. Flash in here, Fallen not going to get the shot. Chris was actually a little bit slow then, it seemed like. None of them really connect. And Firm is moving forward. He's going to smoke off at the corners. This seems like a trick smoke. He's been prepared. Look at this. I love it. Nice preparation. He's going to get grenaded down, but he can actually see. And it might be a lot more difficult to see from the other angle. Legia, though, hiding right at the edge here. And Fur wants to check it, and he pre-fires it. Look at this. Legia being read completely in that situation. 5v4. Looking really tough for KaBuM right now, but they can still make it back. I mean, they're 6 rounds behind. They've taken some damage on Bolt, some damage on Fur here. They just got to avoid getting shut down by Chris up on Catwalk.
But ZQK is coming right behind him here. Will he spot him out? Will he look towards that direction? You see the X-ray, he does get the kill! And now with Chris J down, it's only 3 men left on mousesports, but Gabi finally responds on to ZQK. And might start to rotate back towards A. But I love this. I love seeing KaBuM, even though they've gotten these 2 frags, they're still taking their time. They realize we still have 30 seconds on the clock. We can still push slowly here. Now Gabi trying to transition in towards long A, trying to challenge Fallen here. And Fallen's missing quite a few shots. That's number 3. But they're able to respond on a Troubly. Fallen still, unfortunately, not able to connect this shot.
Well, he's getting help now from behind, so Gabi is going to take one with him. Fur finally going down. Sonic's getting caught in the middle. Steel going to pick up that kill, and that's a good job. Fallen obviously not exactly satisfied with missing all those shots, but at the end of the day, they get the kill regardless.
You know, he's getting all the misses out right now.
Yeah, exactly. Just the blanks that he's firing down there. I mean, at least he kept them occupied, and they managed to get the kills regardless. Fallen not going to get the crossover shot. mousesports, again, at the brink of ecoing here. KaBuM could step right back into this game if they can just pick up some consecutive rounds. That's the name of the game right now. And Chris in a new position, going to miss the shot. They know. Now they know where he is.
Yeah, I like how you point out the consecutive rounds, because if KaBuM picks this up, like I said, mousesports going to be saving it, and that should ideally be 4 on the board for KaBuM in the end. So it wouldn't be terrible for them. And it looks like still just waiting, still in tunnels for anyone to kind of push in. He's noticed before Gabi did get aggressive, and he was taken down by him before.
It's a good position for Steel to be in. The boost up here again, that landed a double kill earlier from Chris. He's going to go down this time, not making the same mistake twice as KaBuM. This time they pre-fire that angle, or at least pre-peek it, and Legia, Troubly, up on the short array. They are kind of getting boxed in here for the moment, because ZQK, Fur, and Bolts are moving up, down from long as well. Troubly's picked up the AWP, but this is going to be a tough task for him, I think. Him and Legia, I mean, they're both going to have to land basically 2 kills each to make this round work. For mousesports, they're not able to back each other up all that well, and Legia is trying to find the timing here.
He's getting pushed, but the flash comes out yet again, but he can't get the shot of Steel. Now it's Troubly all alone inside of the A site, looking for the first strike, but he will be taken down. Steel picking up a second. And Ozonix and Gabi, the last 2 remaining, going to be trying to save the guns, it seems. Yeah. Because right now, going to be on an eco after this, and KaBuM looking to take their 3rd.
That was a beastly kill from Steel, especially the second one. Troubly just wanted to hide behind that box, and Steel wouldn't let him. 7-3 going to be the scoreline. mousesports, and look at KaBuM. They know. We need to find these weapons fast as we can. Definitely very smart play. If they can get these rifles away from the remaining mousesports members, that will be really good. Not checking the corner.
Oh no, he's gonna go for the knife. He turns around, no, Fallen gets the kill. Getting cocky right there for the money. And the look on your face says it all for me, Anders.
Yeah, that if they could have got the knife kill and Gob could have followed up with the next one, that actually makes a really big difference. But now that probably mentally backfires on you. That's a big risk to take. Now you feel like, oh, I just threw the opportunity to get 2 kills. And instead I got absolutely nothing. And maybe I even look a little bit bad. Fur again, going for that trick smoke over here. Very, very nice. Trying to get the shot through. Look how smartly planned this is. He's getting attacked in the return. He's going to get the 1 kill in. Goes for a spray, and that's now a double kill. Fur taking down 2 over at long. They do not have armor, but this is still good. Not giving up the round here. KaBuM looking for a 4th as they're not dropping anybody in this round. Gobby gonna get caught over at the slope by CT Spawn. Almost a headshot on, well, it was a headshot on a teammate, I think. But it's gonna be 7-4. KaBuM, they're back in the game now.
They are really getting some momentum built up for me. The crowd's getting behind them here. Not fair. That was just, like you said, so well played along with that set smoke to catch them off guard. He's used that, I think, now twice. Look at this, sending 2 men actually towards B this time.
Oh, wow.
Not going for the challenge in middle with the op.
mousesports are double ecoing. They actually couldn't afford, I mean, they've got some armor this time, but that's a really big lag here. Good shot there, going to take down first. Steal with the reply. Taking him down, and he's going to try for 1 more headshot. Look at him tapping away here. No crazy out of control spray. Don't have that many players in Europe who go for that style. Scream being the obvious choice, but most other people actually prefer to try and burst a little bit more than that. Fallen, he's ready for someone to stand up in there. I think it's Sonics. Might have been having a very bad day, but oh, he makes it out. And they have the bomb top mid, which I'm a little bit worried about having 1 guy with the bomb alone like that, just in case anyone pushes at QK here. Could be scary, but now he's got some backup. And with 50 seconds left, definitely looks like it's going to be a B push, which is actually pretty decent for mousesports. Having 2 people inside like this, not too bad.
Not to mention the AK on Trouble, able to salvage that from the kill they did get over onto Fair. But here we go, the push coming in towards B slowly, just walking in. More shots raining through. And with the molly coming in, they're going to force Onyx in a bad position, and he's going to get taken out by Steel, looking for the second towards Card. Looking for Gavi, who does pick up 1. And he doesn't get a second, unfortunately, but Trouble able to get on the scoreboard yet again, able to pick up the kill with the AK, and Chris J just charging straight into sight. They're delaying 20 seconds to go on the clock here, and KaBuM, they have to make the move soon. And look at that, Chris J picks up 1, Trouble gets 1, and they win the eco.
Such a big result for mousesports. Really well played. A lot of aggression on that round. Just not letting KaBuM get into a comfortable after plant position. Bold move from Chris running in like that, but it works out really well. KaBuM, they can still buy, and it's going to be the double up setup once again here to the 1 for Chris. And there's the shot. They take down Sonics. ZQ King coming through with that one. That'll be the 13th round up. Very, very good opening, of course. I think if they get 6 rounds, if they can get another 2 on this T-half, they're going to be all right. I reckon they'll be all right. Obviously, if they can push their way to 7, then things look a lot better.
I think yesterday we had so many close games with only, I think 6 out of the 8 games we had were ridiculously close, either going overtime or 16-14. And I feel like today's going to be the exact same thing, but mousesports still up by 4. They do have the op still in the hands of Chris J, who's actually inside of A site, and now Trebly and KaBuM going to be over towards B. And this is what we saw actually quite a bit out of mousesports and even Planet Key Dynamics, that Trebly, even though he does play long A for mousesports right now, he can also float around the map really well. And we'll see how that works out for them. But KaBuM looks like they're going to push out middle.
This is essentially the perfect time to go for a B push if they go out middle right now. Because the 2 people in B bomb site are going to have a really hard time holding like this. And they're going to have very little information about what's going on. Chris is looking for the box over here. And it's so close. Very, very narrow gap. He does spot the guy out. He's not going to take this shot. He just wants to wait and see if he's going to continue pushing. Tropley inside here, looks for Fallen. Going to pick up the kill. Fur gets 1, and now he has to reload. He's going to go down. Steel will pick up the kill on Tropley, and they take the B bomb site very, very easily. ZQK in the middle doesn't actually have to fight or challenge here. They're going to go for the kill on Leggy and very nearly get it. He's down to half health. So 2v3, and KaBuM challenging just a little bit too soon in this plant position. Need to wait longer. ZQK will get the 1 kill, and now it's on Chris. Looking for a double.
He's got the op, and he misses the first shot, and ZQK will get the kill, and the op, most importantly, out of the hands of mousesports. But KaBuM getting back on the board again. 8-5 here, Anders. They're getting really close to having that solid half you're hoping for.
And now mousesports have a tough choice to make, and actually they go for the AWP buy, the single AWP here, saying, Chris, you've carried us through this so many times before, now is your time to do it. Not going to get the flick on in. This is all on Chris, and if they can just avoid him, then good start, or kill him. Fallen with that shot. The grenade follow-up. Tropley and Leggy are very nearly dead, and Bolts is going to capitalize on that one. It will be down to Gob, Sonics, and Tropley, and things are looking very good for KaBuM at the moment here. Getting a 6th round would be so big. That is definitely the tipping point here, playing terrorist side Dust2. It's changed so much recently. Used to be that would have been an awful situation, but now definitely not true anymore. Steel picking up a kill, grenade follow-up, not good. Oh, well, Fur will catch him all the way from CT spawn. But now it's just Gob B. And mousesports, they'll have money next round on 4 of their players, but obviously as Chris didn't get the kill and they don't save the AWP, he's not going to have that much.
Yeah, they don't have much at all here, and they might be forced to go for the save, or maybe just kind of like a scout buy up for him, or save, that's last round, I'm an idiot. But they're going to be trying to buy up anything they possibly can. With 2 FAMASas, 2 M4s, and a 5-7 for Chris J. For now, KaBuM, you're saying 6 is good, 7 would be better. And they have the resources to do it. They have everything they need in terms of guns. You look on mousesports sides, they're sitting on 3 smokes, 4 flashes, and that's just about it. And now with being aggressive here towards Catwalk, that's going to be a fair pick up the first kill, but Shelby will quickly respond.
Yeah, I actually like that move from mousesports. I think it's really cool, them taking initiative and just pushing up like that, not leaving it to KaBuM. Gob B will go down as well. And yeah, I don't know if 6 is exactly good, but it's at least you're staying competitive when you have 6. You're still in the race, essentially. If they can get a 7th, then things are a little bit tricky for mousesports, I say. At least then they'd really like to win the pistol round just to secure a really good lead here. But they're a man down in the 15th round. The Brazilian team, they got pressured early on, but they got 2 return kills for losing Fur. And they're really playing, you know, cohesively here. They're not giving up anything. Steel will go down, but you can see they're just executing their plan, sticking to it, not, you know, really diverting too much from it. There's going to be some grenades down into the middle as well. They still have 1 Molotov, couple of flashbangs, 1 HE here, and ZQK with the AWP and Fallen with his own. They're actually all going to go long. No one going short. Again, very, very different from what we normally see in the current Counter-Strike metagame, but it's really cool. Mouse, they seemingly have figured this out, so it's going to be like a really weird wraparound with just 17 seconds left. They're actually moving up in towards the A bomb site. Chris, can he get this crossover kill? Fallen moving into position. 10 seconds left. That bomb is ticking down. They need to move fast here on the KaBuM side, and there it is, being put down. They can't stop it on the mousesports side, but they've got the kill in the meantime on Bolts. Fallen now going to be all alone, and look at this. Tropley landing some really good shots. He's already got the double. He's chasing Fallen back, and he's going to miss the shot here. 1v3 for the Brazilian player. Not an easy shot, and he ends up going down to Sonic. So 9-6 in favor of mousesports, and I think they're going to be happy on the German side that they could salvage that 1 round. Great play on both teams, I think.
Yeah, and I actually really like that play out of Fallen right there at the end to kind of just, well, on 1v3, I got to make some play happen. Let me push towards Catwalk a little bit, maybe get the guy pushing from CT. Yeah. And in the end, misses the shot and does lose the round. But still, 9-6, not a bad scoreline here. And I did just get an update, actually, on the game between Cloud9 and InShock. It was on Inferno, and Cloud9 went 15-1 on the CT half, and then closed it out 16-2. So InShock going to be in the loser's bracket. Cloud9 going to be playing the winner of this match. And, you know, for both these teams, if you do win it, it's already been a hard match. But to play against Cloud9 after that would be even tougher.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now that's very interesting. Now I think I'm right on this pistol with 9 rounds in the bag. If mousesports win it, they could probably jump up to 12, or at least likely will. And at that point, they have a really solid lead. If KaBuM win this pistol round, though, things get a little bit interesting all of a sudden again. And this is a cool setup. They're going to be up on short, distracting anyone. If people come low dark now, they're going to be shot at from short, and they're going to have all their attention focused here. And then Fur is going to be down there. If they push here, oh, it's the money grenade. It lands. That's a touchdown. But Tropley gets the return kill through the smoke. And now ZQK goes down. Fur, he's going to be coming up quick from behind, but is it going to be quite quick enough? He's going for Tropley. He's missing a lot of shots. 2 bullets, and there it is. And also Fallen taking down Sonics. It is not over yet. It's a 3v3. Bomb is down. But they could do this, KaBuM. They still have a chance.
All 3 of them are coming from tunnel, and they just got smoked off. They're going to be forced to push straight through this here, but it's only going to be Leggy in the back of site to really defend against this from platform. Looking for the first kill. Chris J comes up big, getting 1, and Leggy just toying with them, trying to buy some time, but Fair picks up the kill, and Chris J trying to play from window. Are they going to rush out straight into him? Are they going to try and challenge right off the bat here? They do have a kit in the hands of Steel, but Gabi getting the kill, and Steel trying to go for the defuse. Won't be enough, and Chris J will help net them here, the pistol round for mousesports.
Yeah, solid round from Mouse, and I love the fact that they ended up both of them holding outside the bomb site and just ready to essentially sort of counter retake. Very smart move from them, I think, because you can easily get locked down inside that B bomb site, and there's not that much coverage in there anyway. So I think that was very good. Fallen picking up a scout here. This is a great start for mousesports. Really, really good stuff. I think that play from KaBuM, the last round, actually works on a number of different levels. And I hope that Fur would have been inside B even quicker, and I think he would have been if Chopley hadn't landed that shot through the smoke so quick. That really made a big difference in that round. That was like the deciding difference almost.
Yeah, really unfortunate for KaBuM on that, but now mousesports slowing things back down again. Got a couple of AKs, a couple of Galils, even a scout for Chris J.
And just if you look at the overview right now, this is mousesports holding very far back on the map. Normally, if mousesports were playing almost any other team, I think they'd be much further up. Legia would be in upper dark, and the rest of them would be down middle where they are now. But early in the round, they really have some respect here. Fallen, gonna take down KaBuM. That's a headshot from the scout, and now they gotta be worried, mousesports, just a little bit. Don't want to throw anything away. Steel also has the deagle. We've seen that in play from him before.
Bolts takes a hefty amount of damage here with that grenade from Chris J, but Rocket Fair starting to push up towards long, maybe going to push these double doors. And now Sports, Fallen already picking up one kill, definitely taking their time. Looks like they're going to slowly just walk out inside the middle here. ZQK might spot them crossing. He also might pay the ultimate price here with Chris J. Looking for the area, but Fallen picks up another hit, looking for a 30. Can't get the shot just yet, but he's still picking up kills and still able to get one onto Trubby. Zelix does finally get the response, but now Fair pushing right behind here, and it's a 3-on-1 from a save run for KaBuM. He gets goosed up, but he gets the re-kill, and that is KaBuM coming up big on the eco, 10-7.
I actually have no explanation for how Fallen stayed alive for that long on the scaffolding out there. That looked really ridiculous. He got the kill and then got one more free shot in. What a round there, and I love the little detail of, I think it was Steel jumping up and actually grabbing that Galil from the headshot box in the middle as well. 10-7. Now, this is going to make this game very interesting, because there was a real chance that mousesports could have run away with it and just kind of closed it out very early on the second half here, but KaBuM making this kind of comeback. Now we have a real game on our hands. Well, mousesports going for the counter force up essentially, and they're going to lose Chris really early on. He didn't have any head armor, so he went down very easily to that M4 headshot. Now they're going to smoke out CT spawn, and they're going to try and get close to B here very fast, but ZQK smoking it up and molotoving up. This is some Titan level strat coming out here from the Brazilian team. I'm loving it. ZQK does go down. Bolts is going to go down. Mousesports don't care. They're just going to rush their way through with the pistols and doing a very fine job. That's actually very impressive, because that's such a strong tactic from KaBuM. Now it is going to be Fallen trying to retake. He sees the shadow he wants to do for the pre-fire. The bomb is ticking inside that bomb site. They need to move somewhat quickly here. As Fur going down, he had the kit as well. Steel still has one, and he's going to get one. Steel with a double, looking for one more. That's going to be a triple headshot from Steel. And that will be KaBuM winning an 8th round. Very expensive. I mean, mousesports had a terrific round here, but KaBuM, and they managed to save it at the end.
Yeah, very expensive. I mean, losing 4 people like that on kind of a scruffy buy with just regular armor, just regular Kevlar and a couple of pistols here. But mousesports still showing some life, but KaBuM still winning the rounds. And look at this, running the double up yet again here for Fallen and ZQK. Now here's to see if they're going to be going for any sort of peeks middle, but ZQK going to peek it. Not going to have anyone to really spot out just yet. And then again, mousesports kind of back on the save with just some Tech 9s and some P250s. But Fair pushed up lower B, going to spot out Trubby. Not killed just yet, but Trubby and Chris J will both actually pick that up. And now that's a gun here in the hands of mousesports.
Yeah, a bit of a misstep then. Gotta be really careful with that. Bolts here. Not quite spotting Legia yet. And you can see Legia really wants to. He lands the headshot. Oh my god, it's down to 21, and Legia now charging on in. They gotta shut this down here. And ZQK will land the 1 kill. He's gonna go down to Chris, and Fallen will pick him off. This is a very, very sketchy round from KaBuM. You can tell they're looking a little bit shaky early on that CT side here.
Well, Bullet's back in the same situation he was just prior, looking for a little bit of a different result this time. He will get one, but still KaBuM will pick up the kill. And now we're down to 2-on-2. Keep in mind, mousesports, they didn't even have armor really. They just had pistols, and yet they've been able to take KaBuM to the brink of a loss in this round.
Fallen and Steel, they got to try and coordinate this really, really well. Make sure they push simultaneously. Steel's already found Sonics and tries to take a fight with him. Fallen gonna go down, so it is all on Steel right here. Pushes in, goes down. Goal B, triple kill. Really well played from mousesports. Such a huge victory for them. Just when KaBuM was starting to get back in the game, they try and shut them out again, and It's going to be an eco round here for KaBuM. mousesports just, they're really putting on the pressure. They're playing well.
People can't call him, I think, Boppy anymore because he's at 20 and 12. He's leading his team in kills. He's leading the game. Fair on the other side is actually at 19, but he's been doing phenomenal. A lot of really great entry frags as we just saw into that B site onto bolts. But mousesports with a 3-round lead, going back to playing it a little bit slower. They do have the op, though, back finally in the hands of Chris J and KaBuM. Actually on the eco, looking to pull, well, I guess we can just call it a mousesports right now. At least make it expensive here.
Yeah, no, KaBuM has had a really, really cool game so far. And the whole of mousesports, they've been putting on the pressure when it really matters. So a lot of credit to them. And KaBuM, I think they needed a couple of rounds early on here to where they just needed like plain victories, spraying down a bunch of unarmed targets and, you know, feeling really confident. mousesports weren't going to let them. So that's really great play from the German team, just making sure they keep the pressure on at all times. Don't let them get comfortable at all. Fallen could be setting up a backstab here if he gets the right timing to walk out along, and actually he is walking out right about now, so got to be careful. He's coming up behind them. Sonic's making some noise. Fallen, he's going to hear that. Fur will take down Chris. He only has a pistol here. Fallen, this is going to be really rough, but he's behind the whole team. Legia, has he seen it? He will now. Legia in a perfect position, and ZQK bolts and steel. Well, it's a 3v4, but they're not exactly in a great position right now.
Oh, still looking for a couple of kills here. She catches that Legia with the grenade out. And now ZQK pushing towards lower, but unfortunately Zonic's able to get the read there. And now it's all in the hands of bolts with the Deagle. He's got 2 actually really low health targets on the side of mousesports, but he gets the kill on the Zonic's here. He gets him down to about 49 health. He's going to go for the repeat, but he can't get the shot. And mousesports 12-8 here, really starting to build up some momentum.
That they most definitely are. And KaBuM are really only in FAMAS range if they wanted to go for a buy. They're going to buy a scout on Fallen.
They worked in the eco round for him.
Some piss. This is just very interesting. Yeah, well, no crossover shot yet from Chris. Waiting to see if anyone is going to go lower dark. That was a close round from KaBuM, their last one, though. I mean, if Fallen had more than a pistol coming up from behind, the timing was pretty damn good. But great play from Legia. Just the one person that seemed like a mousesports had the presence of mind to actually remember to check from behind. That definitely saved mousesports a couple of frags there. So great job on his part. 4-round difference going into the 21st round. That one scout from Fallen. I think he's landed like a couple of shots with it. I mean, he had that round, but this is going to have to be a miracle round, I think.
He's really been pushing Chris J, I feel like, with the scope battle so far. But he's going to come up big right here in towards middle. Does have a couple men off to his left, but not going to peek him out just yet. Still on catwalk, won't get a kill, but we'll get some damage down. And Chris J picking up 2, but that would be KaBuM going down in the hands of ZQK. Not able to pick up the gun, unfortunately.
No, Chris is kind of low. That Molotov should. Oh, it will force Fur back a little bit here. He's looking for the shot on somebody. Troppy will take him down. ZQK jumping and shooting will end up dropping as well. So the scout not doing as much as they would have liked. Chris with a good double kill here, and 13-8. Now they can buy, and it's going to be the double up. It's ZQK, it's Fallen, and this is where they're looking to make that Titan level play. Just shut down the CT side, and that has happened for a lot of teams in the past here. ZQK flashing and peeking into the middle, going to force Chris back. Is he going to go for the re-peek? He's just waiting. He did like last time. He's looking down for lower dark, and so ZQK from a slightly better angle. This could be a really, really good entry frag if he's going to get it. He does get baited out there, the shoulder peek coming out, which is a very important sort of mechanic to be able to master. Just forcing those AWPers to shoot a little bit earlier than they normally would.
And it just saved his life. Yeah, it saved his life right there. But Shelby now pushing up towards lower. And Chris J is still trying to watch towards middle. It's really kind of a battle of who's going to peek first. Chris J might get the spot on either one of them. Okay, but there we go. ZQK missing the shot, unfortunately, yet again. Now the pressure's on. mousesports trying to push up towards middle. Making the presence known on cat. They still have actually Zonic's back on the outside of long A, maybe looking for that rotate or that flank out of someone. And Fallen, he's just waiting to receive with the stop. Like, this could be a huge round here for KaBuM, or it could be the downfall, how expensive it would be for the double op to just lose out on that. But here we go, the push coming, a little bit of a distraction towards A.
It'll be really hard for KaBuM to stay in the game if they lose this round. mousesports are going to have a huge lead, and they'll have almost no money. ZQK ready for the B-split push coming out. He's going to miss the first shot. He has to land the next one. He has to get a quick kill. He's going to try and fall back, but they're going to overwhelm him. This is going to be so rough on him. ZQK picks up one, goes for a second one, but he's going to go down, and Bolts can't help him either. Troubly and Legia, great execution here coming out for lower dark kill coming into Sonics. 3v3, but this is such a tough retake. mousesports have proven deadly in this position. And look at Chris, no hesitation, the perfect peek.
Yeah, very well done by him. And now Steel and Fallen probably just going to go back and try to save the guns here, realizing going into this 14th round for mousesports, things are really starting to get tense here. You don't really want to lose your first game. I mean, the loser of this one will be playing against InShock and the winner against Cloud9, so it's still going to be tough either way.
And I think we saw the difference here. Last time they went for that B-split, nice shot from Fallen. I think ZQK put up a smoke in towards the doors, and he actually molotoved off window. I don't think they had a molotov this time, but it makes a really big difference. And I'm a little bit disappointed that KaBuM couldn't put together a tighter defense for the window, because ZQK was up there and Bolts was down by the big box, and they could have both like tried to do more. Right. I think Bolts did a little bit too little in that situation. But that was a powerful B-split from mousesports at the same time. And we'll have to see. Brazilian team, they essentially have one more chance at starting to get back into this game here.
Just think about, ZQK, if he hit the shot and lower, and the shoulder pick really worked out well. If he hit that shot, it might have changed things up a little bit. Maybe the shot when they're pushing out middle in towards B, but either way, Fallen does get a little bit of action going on. Picks up one kill on the Legia, and that will be Steel able to pick up a kill on the Sonic. So starting to lock down this long range, starting to kind of counter this pressure that mousesports able to put up. That's the man now down in pit, and Fallen, he's looking to really back them up. But mousesports are not having any of it. They're just going to back away, and they still have Chris J over towards B. So they could potentially go in that direction, but look at the stack coming in middle.
There's the Noah Tower in play, and they're going to get the kill there on Gob. A little bit of hesitation. Tropley is also low on health, and the bomb is up there as well for going for it. Very nearly going to get the kill. Tropley's on 2 health. Grenade on through, not going to catch him this time around, but this is still looking good. KaBuM trading favorably. They're in 2v4. ZQK, jump with the Mag 7. We're ready for it. He's going to get the one in, and Fallen will pick up the second one. And look at that smile. Oh yes, they're feeling it. 14-9. And mousesports, they have a lot of money on their side. They can definitely force a buy-in, or put to buy. Even the next round up, they can buy Prody again. They probably have enough to spread out the money. So that's pretty good on their side. This is going to be a really long haul back for KaBuM.
But I'm thinking back to the 2 CLG games we had yesterday, where they were up 15-7. Up against Titan, and they lost 7 rounds straight, almost actually lost the game. So it's definitely possible here. And look at this, Fallen pushing up Catwalk here, maybe looking towards lower B. And there will be 2 men there, but not gonna get the shot. Just he spawns at the 1, but he can't get the kill, and that's Troby securing him. And that's the op now down. That's 2 men gone here for KaBuM.
A big risk for them in a round where they really needed to just try and play it safe, I think. Going that aggressively up on Catwalk, flashing on over, Steel. Gonna go for the peek, but he's flashed as he walks out, I think, and Trobley will end up getting the kill. This is looking dangerous. Fur, last man standing, goes down as well. Trobley just cleaning up here. Triple kill for him. Legia with a double kill. Look at them high-fiving. They're feeling it, and they're playing at a high level right now. mousesports 15-9. And KaBuM essentially one last shot here, Jason.
Yeah, things are looking grim for them. All they have is FAMAS M4. They do have an op, though, on ZQK. So able to secure that, but Chris J does get the tag on a Bolt, but there we go, the response out of ZQK. So they do have the man advantage. They do have the opportunity to drag this game out a little bit longer, maybe tie things up. But it's still all going to depend on if they can keep their cool here. Troubly making his way around towards lower B and maybe out towards middle.
It's a nice flashback from Trobley, in fact, but he's still going to go down to Fur. Not impressed at all. We did see Mouse essentially start off that round with a standard split, as we call it. So, covering upper dark, covering long as well. Legia is going to actually sort of sneak his way in. Look at him playing at the edge of the smoke here. And he could try and jump up on the box if he really wants to be cheeky, but he's going to go for the spray down. Nearly catches the kill. ZQK, though, is really hard to kill. Ends up getting him in return. Fur playing at the edge right there. That's very close. And Sonic's 5 health left, nearly gone down as well. He's going to get the 1 kill, but then he drops. And he did get he burned Fallen alive as well. So they lose 2. They need to win the next 5 in a row and get overtime. And while that sounds like a tough challenge, it can actually be done, because the money on mousesports is starting to dwindle. as long as they're not getting bomb plots, this is not going to be 5 straight buy rounds for mousesports either.
ZKK looking to redeem himself here in middle, pushing back towards lower. Trubby though watching long game, does get flashed out though. So he's now forced back in. I guess slowly making his way down here, and if he hits the shot, it's going to be huge. I know the momentum shift for him is going to be great, but will the shoulder peek come back in? Gonna get flashed in, he's gonna get caught out, and Leggett picks up the kill here. That does get the op out of the hands of KaBuM. And now Fallen trying to watch from short here, gets dropped by Leggett again. And that is 2 kills for him this round.
These entry frags from mousesports. Leggett picking up a 3rd one. Finally gets taken down by Bolts, but great play from the Serbian player. It's gonna be Bolts and Steel left here, 2v4, and they're holding on to KaBuM's first chance at a map here. KaBuM charging on in. He's been so good this game, and the headshot almost running to take down Steel then. And Bolts, last man standing, 1v3. He's going to have to go for an ace to try and just extend this a little bit longer. Not exactly easy, is it?
Not at all, and especially when you have Zonix waiting here at stairs and Molotov going to come in, but he's going to get flashed out, and Bolts will pick up his 3rd kill of the round. He's looking for the last 2. He's got Chris J and KaBuM to worry about. And he's got Chris J over towards long, KaBuM on towards ramp. This is going to be a tough retake for him, but he's going to push in, spots out KaBuM. Doesn't pick up the kill just yet, and KaBuM will secure themselves around, and he finished off with 23 kills and 16 deaths, really staying out for the side of mousesports. And you know, he was really questionable when we were talking about him before. A lot of people saying he hasn't really been able to perform to the level he should be, but he's definitely been able to do it now.
Yeah, very, very cool. Fur, I think, actually ended up at 24 kills, just to point that out, which is kind of ridiculous.
That's
but
nice.
You're right, KaBuM, just a very impressive performance. It has to personally feel great for him, because he's been under a lot of criticism since joining the mousesports team. People saying, yeah, you know, maybe he's good at making a couple of calls, but what about the fragging? That's definitely not catching up. So that's it. Nice result here for mousesports. They end up taking down KaBuM. First match, which means KaBuM are going to be facing InShock, and mousesports are going to be facing Cloud9.
That's going to be a tough game. Cloud9, when they just went 16-2 on Inferno against InShock, they have a lot of momentum built up. Not to mention, Cloud9 were just watching like the last part of the game right there. And, you know, I mean, KaBuM, they're not out just yet. They still had some really good plays. Like, we were still really nice to see like how they've been able to change things up a little bit, how they were able to push mousesports pretty far on that terrorist side, catching them off guard. But they just didn't seem to have that extra oomph that they needed to really close out the game.
There are a couple of rounds where they took some really big risks, and those didn't pay off, and they happened to sort of be the rounds that they really needed to win to continue to have any kind of economy going. I actually really like the playstyle in the sense that a lot of teams, when they start to get pressured, they play more and more and more scared. And actually, that, you know, being that scared makes them play worse and worse and worse. Whereas KaBuM seemed like when it really mattered, they say, all right, well, we're just going to put it all in line and really try and play our best here. The fact that it didn't work is, I mean, I don't want to say it's coincidental, but if it had worked, they would have looked like absolute geniuses. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, and that happens a lot in Counter-Strike. You know, you make the wrong call at the wrong time, or you miss a shot, and all of a sudden, it looks like you don't really know what you're doing. But I think there was a really good chance that KaBuM could have done this. mousesports, though, a lot of credit to them, especially because some iterations of mousesports, it's been, unless Chris drops, 30 kills, they don't make it at all. So it's actually really nice to see mousesports just being able to do a lot without him being the main person. That's good.
Yeah, seemed to be a really strong lineup with the new people they brought in. But guys, we're heading to a quick little break here. But when we come back, we'll be continuing the ESL One Katowice offline qualifiers, and we'll see you in a few.